Hello, I am Taylor,
And I'm Whitney.
and we're the Ghost Sisters.
Indubitably.
Indubitably. I feel like we can never do that without an accent.
Yeah, I don't know. I can never say indubitably without it having an
Yeah,
accent.
I mean, you just did, but.
But it felt so wrong. It was not okay.
It's
So,
fine. It's good.
yeah.
So,
So, what's up? What's going on? What's happening?
I don't have any business, but we're going to be
What?
getting. What? We're going to be getting into the second part of my astrology ridiculousness.
You
So,
said astronomy, and I was like, oh, I was going to say astrology. No, that was incorrect.
yeah,
No, it's
it's
astrology.
it's astrology. So, it's complicated. It's all very complicated. I'm going to rehash kind of what we talked about last time because a
Okay.
lot of the information that we have today calls on that information. So,
I just enjoy that that is the start of your, like, it's complicated, like, it's just gonna be a time, like, it's just
it's
so complicated.
it really is like looking into this, I was like, I honestly could spend probably another 2 or 3 episodes on this, but I'm not going to. So, we're gonna have our next episode that finishes out all of the basics, and then we'll go into horoscopes and that kind of stuff. So, rehash.
Wait, I thought that's what we were doing.
No, we still got more
Oh.
astrology basics.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, last time we talked about houses, and we
Okay,
had 1 through 12, and they all
yes,
represent a different part of yourself.
right.
Okay, not gonna go too far into it. House 1 is self, 2 is possessions, 3 is communication, 4 is family and home, 5 is pleasure, 6 is health, 7 is partnerships, 8 is sex, 9 is philosophy, 10 is social status, 11 is friendships, and 12 is subconscious.
Why
And
wasn't your
then
last episode like this?
because there's a lot more to that.
I was like, this could
Planets,
have been, like, over, quick and
right?
done.
No kidding.
Nope.
Planets, we really don't get too far into this time, so I'm not going to re-go over them. Neither are the asteroids. Actually, I guess the planets do come into it a little bit, but it more has to do with aspects and trines and all that kind of stuff. Ow. I just slammed my
Yeah,
finger on my
I
desk.
was like, I heard that.
Yeah. So this time we're focusing on modalities, elements, aspects, and transits, which is a time, man. That's a time. Rising signs, the birth chart, and then the zodiac, which are the normal zodiac and then the Chinese zodiac. So I'm going to make this as painless as possible. We're going to start with modalities. There are 3
Alrighty.
different
Okay.
modalities. Okay. So cardinal is going to be the first of the modalities. And these are going to be like the controllers of the zodiac. Like they are the initiators of all things. They're said to be the strongest of the zodiac. So it's the fourth. Wait, what?
I'm like, that's great that they're the strongest. I don't even know in what aspect are we talking about. I don't.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
So,
I was like, cool, but why? But how? But
yeah.
what?
So they are the first, fourth, seventh, and 10th houses. And basically, the more of these planets that, or the more planets that are on the astrological chart that are in these houses, means that you are weighted more towards cardinality. So,
I feel like right now I've got two memes going in my head. It's the one where like all the calculations are going and she's just like, what? And then the other one
yeah.
is Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he's got the whole wall with, like, all the lines and shit, and that's I'm just like, "What?" I can't.
No, that's 100% how I felt doing this. Like
Okay.
it's also interconnected and yet at the same time,
Not.
the more I get into it, the more my head is like, I'm not making these connections. Yeah, it's been a thing. So
Cool.
these are considered the initiators and jumping off points for the ascendant, the midheaven, which is called the medium coeli, the descendant, and then the imum coeli, which I was like, why are there two? And it turns out that the imum coeli is the bottom of the sky, and the midheaven is the middle of the sky, and then the top of the sky, I think.
Doesn't exist?
I don't know. So these people that are in cardinal signs get things going. They're active, they're quick, they're ambitious. They are known to start a lot of projects, but they really don't finish them. They also don't like to slack off. They have a zest for life, they are clever, and they are competitive. The signs that are cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn.
Okay. You pulled it back. I was about to be like, "Time out, stop the recording. I'm confused." Like,
Yeah.
so confused that we can't continue on, but you wrapped it up because I was like, "What are the cardinal signs?"
Yes. I got you, fam. Yes.
Okay.
So, the next one is the fixed sign. These people tend to be very stable and they like to move forward with projects and they keep going until it's finished. This is in the second, fifth, eighth, and 11th houses. They are known to be stable, determined, resolute, persistent, and they have the ability to concentrate. They are confident and they are self reliant. But on the flip side of that, they can be very stubborn and very, it's my way or the highway. And these signs are going to be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius.
So I'm both. So I
Yes.
start and finish projects. What?
So we're
What?
actually going to get into cusp babies, the ones that are born like right when it flips over, and we'll see what that means. So,
Heyo. What's up?
yeah, Whitney is a cusp baby. She's Aries and Taurus.
Yeah.
I am not a cusp baby. I am 100% Pisces.
Yeah, I every time anytime someone's like, "What's your sign?" I'm like, "Well, I'm not really like big into it, but somehow I fit more with Taurus than I do Aries, but then I have Aries qualities, but then like I don't know. And I'm just
Yeah.
living my life. So,
Yep.
yeah.
So, speaking of Pisces,
Mm.
the third sign is the mutable sign, which means it's in the third, sixth, ninth, and 12th houses. These are the people that go with the flow. They are adaptable, they're flexible, they change their form of expression to fit whatever the situation is. Standing their ground is not important. They prefer to conform to the norm so that it helps the situation along. They are versatile, easy to change. You can think of them as the chameleons of the zodiac. They can be, on the flip side of this, wishy washy, inconsistent, and duplicitous.
You
Duplicitous, which are people pleasers. Basically, they can't say no to people, so they end up just doing whatever they're told to do. It wasn't my inability to say duplicitous.
yes. Because there was the last part, the duplicitous. Duplicitous. But also,
So,
I don't feel like that is you. Like, it's
no.
partly you, but not fully. Like,
Yeah.
eh,
Yeah,
eh.
so I actually feel like I'm granted this just because I'm Pisces doesn't mean I'm 100% mutable. So that's kind of where this gets into a weird thing in the aspects and the transits situation. It depends on where most of the planets hang out in your birth chart that determines what your actual stuff is. So, like how you actually act. So, even though I was
So,
born with the sun in Pisces, the mutable traits don't necessarily fit me.
okay. I was
I
like,
know.
then what is the point of this?
I
I
know.
don't
So
can't.
it all wraps up into a happy bow when you start looking at the birth chart.
Which then I just was like, that was very Aries of me to be like, all right, we're starting it, but let's not finish this because what the fuck?
Yep, it
So,
really was. Okay,
yeah.
so That was it for the modalities.
Oh, that was it?
Hooray. Yeah,
Why didn't we do that last time?
because it kind of goes
Oh,
in with the rest of like all of this is going to lead up to the final zodiac part of this. I had plans, Whitney.
Oh,
So
it's been a long day.
it really has, yeah. So the next are the elements. We've got fire, earth, air, and water. And just like
Wind, water, Captain
heart,
Planet. He
childhood,
he is a hero
gonna take pollution down to
to
zero.
zero. I hated that show.
I loved that show.
I know.
So, just like with the modalities, there are certain houses and certain signs that fall within these different elements. Fire is going to be in the first, fifth, and ninth houses. They are fiery, who would have guessed,
What?
enthusiastic, and larger than life. They can become out of control.
Hmm.
They have creativity, courage, they can be spontaneous,
What
spontaneous,
the fuck is wrong with you today?
a lot apparently. They are known as the sexiest signs of the zodiac.
Oh,
Uh,
see, you had me up until there. Now I'm like, well, I don't know if sexy is how you describe me, but okay.
they are inspiring, but on the flip side of that, they can be bossy, forceful, selfish, and they have an overdeveloped ego. So these particular signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius.
See, again, I fit part of it.
Hmm.
The flip side of it is where I don't fit.
No, yeah, you really don't.
No.
So the next one is Earth, and this is going to be the second, sixth, and seventh houses. These are practical, grounded, and dependable people. They don't like to take big risks. They
Hey.
prefer a sure thing, and they are the builders of the zodiac. They like to possess material things, but that means that they can be greedy and materialistic sometimes. They have a sense of duty, responsibility, and reliability, and you can count on them to be there for you. They are sensualists, which means they like a good meal and fine wine better than anyone else.
Okay, I feel seen.
Uh-huh. And then they're logical. They can tend to overlook the feelings of others sometimes. So this is going to be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn.
It was that
So,
last part
yep.
that you lost me because I'm like, the feelings of others are all that matters.
Yeah.
So
I tend to be very logical, but I am also very empathetic and it makes me tired.
extremely.
Very. So next is air. This is the third, seventh, and 11th houses. These people are very smart and they can handle abstract reasoning very well. They like analysis, synthesis, and probing. They are very good at communication. You're laughing at probing.
Yes. It makes me think of Morbid whenever they're talking about there, you got
You
probed.
got
You
probed.
got probed. So it just you said probing. It was not a word that I expected to hear right now, so that's why it got
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Whenever I saw it on the site I was looking at, I was like, oh,
Yeah, oh my.
probing.
I mean, I get it, like, you're probing for, like, answers and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
It's not, whoop, it's,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Anyways, continue on.
They tend to be alert, cautious, and perceptive, inventive, clever. They like to seek balance. They can appear calm and collected, but they can also come off as very cold. And they just want the world to be a better place. This is going to be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius.
Okay.
And then we have our water signs, fourth, eighth, and 12th houses. These are very fluid people, flowing, wavering. They tend to be very emotional. They are intuitive and sensitive, and they can feel more intensely than the rest of the zodiac. They base their actions on sense rather than logic or intellect, and they tend to be compassionate and understanding. They take in the feelings of others, process them, and put forth a plan that is conscientious to everybody.
Hmm.
Oh God, they desire aesthetic beauty and that it makes others. I put shappy in my notes because I apparently don't know how to live.
Happy. Shappy pappy.
Shappy. They make others happy. There we go.
I like shappy. I'm gonna make people
Uh-huh.
shappy now.
Yep. So on the flip side of that, they are susceptible to mood swings. They
What?
can they can become self-indulgent, controlling, and they can become a hostage to a fantasy world. So
Oh.
these signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces.
I feel like that escalated real quick at the end.
It really did. Like, what
Like,
is
it
this
went from, like,
escapism?
normal stuff and then, like, hostage of their whatever, their
Yeah.
imagination. Just like, "Whoa,
Yep.
shit.
So that was it for the elements. Yeah.
Huh,
Whitney's
okay.
like, I'm liking this.
This is going by fast, and I'm surprised, and I know it's gonna change."
Yeah, because we're getting into aspects and transits now, and this shit gets real weird. So, aspects and transits are how the planets are aligned to each other in the natal chart. And there's a
Okay,
bunch of different ways they can be aligned to each other, and they all mean different things. So, I'm going to go through one, two, three, four, five of them. But on top of that, there are 10 more ways that they can be connected to each other. So we're not going to go through those 10 because they are
okay.
minor according to what I was looking at. So
Now I'm
the
like, I feel
first
like I need to get my natal chart so I can figure this out, and I can go with you and be like, "Okay,
do it.
I'm
I'll wait.
working
I
on it."
actually pulled mine. Yeah,
Okay,
so you've got okay, so the aspects part is what we're going through right now.
okay,
And the planets are going to be associated with the different houses. So we can go through and look at the different houses in combination with your birth chart. So, like, I've got most of my planets in the, I can't even remember what houses are what deal. Okay, so Aries is the first house. I have
okay.
two, yeah, I
A
have two planets in Aries.
aspects? Where are we? What are we what am
We're
I
in
looking at?
aspects, yeah. So aspects, you've got likely like mine says Venus is square Mars, and then Pluto is conjunction MC and that kind of stuff.
Alright.
Okay. So I know, don't worry. So the major aspects and transits that we have are going to be conjunction, opposition, square, trine, and sextile. So you'll
Okay.
likely see on your birth chart that those words are on there. And then you're going to have conjunction between the sun and the moon and the planets and then the asteroids as well. Okay? So, conjunction is going to be the most powerful aspect. This is on a 0 to 10-degree arc when the sun and the moon is involved, but when the sun and the moon aren't involved, for some reason it's only 0 to 8. I didn't quite figure out why. This
What
can
if I
be
don't have, like, the sun and the moon on my thing? I think I only have them on there, like, a couple times. Am I dead? What?
no. No, so you don't have like the sun, like I've got the sun is square Saturn, the sun
I
is
have
sextile ascendant.
I've got Sun conjunction Venus, Moon trine Mars, Sun trine
Ooh.
Uranus, Sun sextile Mars, and Moon
Okay, yeah.
square Saturn and Moon square Neptune. But
Yeah.
that's all I've got. Oh no, I've got a lot more. I've got
Okay.
Sun sextile North Node and Sun sextile Chiron.
Chiron, that's an asteroid that we talked about last time.
Okay. But that's all I have for Sun and Moon things.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, depending on which planets are in conjunction with one another, it can be beneficial or detrimental. Beneficial combinations, conjunctions, are going to be the Sun, Venus, and Jupiter, or any combination of those three. So the fact that you have the Sun is in conjunction with Venus is supposedly like super favorable.
Yay me.
Yeah. Highly unfavorable is whenever you have the Moon, the Mars, and Saturn in conjunction, or a combination of any of those.
I have
So,
Saturn in conjunction with Neptune, so that's bad. And then I have
I
Mars in
guess.
conjunction with Chiron.
I guess. I don't
You
know.
can't just say, "I guess." You are
I
now
don't
the
know.
utmost authority on this, so
Oh god. That's upsetting cuz So, apparently, if a planet is in within 17 minutes of the arc or 0.28 degrees of the sun, it is at its greatest conjunction and is in cazimi, which means it's in the heart of the sun. So, if you have anything that is within 2 degrees or zero point 0.2 degrees of the sun, then you are likely in cazimi, which means because you're I don't think I had anybody.
I don't have anything. Uh I have 0 degrees, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2,
Yeah,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my sun conjunction Venus is 3 degrees.
yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. So, we're getting there. We'll try to put it together at some point.
Okay.
Okay. So, the next one is opposition. This means that it's at an angle of 180 degrees and has an orb of 5 to 10 degrees allowed depending on what planet's involved. So, this is the second most powerful of the aspects and it can be good and bad. So, if you've got anything in opposition, then you might be looking at, like, I've got sun is in opposition of the moon. So,
I have Jupiter is an opposition of ascendant, Mercury of opposition of Pluto, and Uranus opposition of Chiron.
interesting. I've got Mars opposition of Pluto. So Mars is in conjunction with. Oh wait, I don't even know where Chiron is. Venus is in trine with Chiron. Anyway, okay.
I was gonna say I've got Mars in conjunction with Chiron.
Oh, here's my Saturn is in opposition of Chiron. Okay. So the next one is a square, and it's called a quartile. Can be called a quartile. It's an angle of 90 degrees, and it has an allowable orb of 5 to 10 degrees. It is the outermost superior planet has an effect on the inner two or the inferior planet. Created It creates a strong and usable tension that can integrate between two areas of your life. It offers a turning point where an important decision needs to be made for opportunity or cost or something like that. It is the smallest of the major aspects. Trine is supposedly the most beneficial of them. It's an angle of 120 degrees between the planets. It's seen as extremely beneficial. There is a harmony, an ease, and a natural feel between them. An innate talent or ability is what it shows. So, for example, down in my patterns, I have a grand trine of the moon, the ascendant, and Mars.
I have a grand trine of Mercury, MC, whatever the fuck that is, Neptune, and Saturn.
MC is going to be your heaven, the medium coeli.
Okay. I don't.
I know. We can sit down after this and like try to hash
I
through
was
it.
like, because I feel like I'm taking away from the podcast because I'm trying to like go through this with you, but I'm also not understanding
I'm
like
kind of starting to understand it.
yeah,
Like,
because you're like, okay, so sun conjunction with Venus, that's a good thing. But then I don't remember like what the sun is and what Venus is. So them being in conjunction doesn't mean anything to me.
exactly. Yeah. And that's why I say you have to sit down with a bunch of information and then go through it one by one to figure out what's going on. So
Mm,
this is more just like it may not necessarily be something that you can go through with me while I'm doing it,
okay. Because I'm like,
but
which one of these is like Whitney's gonna cry? Because I feel like that could happen at any moment.
oh my
So
god. Jesus Christ.
if it's my strongest one, which is Pluto being sextile to MC, again, I can't remember what that um, is winning.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
So
So the last one we're going to talk about is the sextile. It's the angle of 60 degrees with a 3 to 4 degree orb depending on the planet. It is less intense to the trine, but it's similar in influence. It looks at compatibility and harmony. It's the ease of communication. It provides opportunity, but you have to make a substantial effort to gain its benefits as opposed to the trine, which just gives you the benefits. Okay. So the
Okay.
minor aspects and transits are going to be there's a list of 10 semisextile, quincunx,
Quid
quintile, I can say that word, biquintile, octile, trioctile, semioctile, novile, decile or decile, tridecile, and undecile.
Did you
So,
get seq sequiquadrate? Sequiquadrate? Sequiqua.
nope.
Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are sesquad.
Okay. Are you in
S
the minor aspects part of this?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
S
okay. I didn't even open up my minor aspects. Yeah.
Sesquiuadrate.
Yeah, a sesquiquadrate.
Sesqu
I did not have that on mine, so that's
Oh, so
interesting.
this is useless.
It is not useless. You calm down. So, all right. So that does it for the aspects and trines because
Oh, we're done. Okay.
we're done with that. So, next is the rising sign. The rising sign is the zodiac sign that was rising on the eastern horizon at your time of birth. So this is going to be the exact same as the ascendant. And they should say, so mine says my ascendant was 19 degrees and 19 minutes in Capricorn. So my rising
Okay.
sign is Capricorn.
Huh, okay. Mine is 5 degrees and 13 inches in
Minutes.
Sagittarius minutes.
Okay, cool. So this is determined by the specific location in your birth chart. So you have to know the exact time you were born to figure this one out. This is what actually sets up all of the other houses in your birth chart and it determines the order your houses go in. So the rising sign apparently is super important. This represents how you present yourself and how you accept the world, and it shapes your outer perspective based on past experiences and your prior knowledge. So this determines how or dictates how others see you. This is your personality, their first impressions of you, and your physical appearance. So you can think of this the sun sign is going to be your core identity and your ego. The moon sign is going to be the inner emotional part. So if you put all those together, strangers meet the rising sign first, the sun sign second, and then the moon sign last. And that makes sense.
Hmm,
You'll see people get your first impression of you and then they will learn who you are and why you do the things you do. And then your last sign is like in a relationship that you let people see the innermost part of you.
interesting. Okay, so
Yeah.
this part makes more sense and I feel less like I'm gonna cry.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, when I
yeah,
did this part I was like, "Gotcha." So this helped me a
okay.
lot.
Yeah. I
Okay.
still don't know what all this bullshit is down below that says aspects and, like, how they connect and all that bullshit,
Yeah,
but I'm understanding Sagittarius and all of that shit.
right. Okay. So that brings us to the birth chart, where you take all of this information that I've just given you and put it
Uh-huh.
together.
Okay.
So, this is a physical map of the sky when you were born. That's all it is. And it shows, based on where the planets are located, the aspects. And it's basically a 12 slice pie chart that has the houses and the zodiac signs. Each of the signs are in a particular house. The lines that are in the middle are the aspects and the transits. The thickness of the line and the color of the line determines the type of connection and how strong it is. Whenever you read a birth chart, you're
Uh-huh.
supposed to consider what planet is in what zodiac sign, what house that's associated with, and then what connection that particular planet is making with the other planets. So this basically it says that it provides a roadmap for how you became you. And I know that
Okay.
you're like, "This means nothing to me."
No, the dumb thing was is I was looking at the symbol for Jupiter, and I was like, "Wow, Sailor Moon, like, took these things and used them for their stuff, and, like, that's amazing. Whitney, you're a dumbass. That is the symbol for Jupiter. Sailor Moon was like, "Hey, this is Sailor Jupiter. This is the symbol for Jupiter, you idiot." Anyways,
Wow.
shut up.
Okay. So that's the birth chart.
Mhm.
Now we're going to get into the zodiacs. And this might be a part where you can, like,
I
you
can
can tell me
follow
where
along.
things are. Yes.
Okay.
So your zodiac is going to be based on your birth month. And it's a sphere containing 12 of them, starting with Aries, ending in Pisces. These are going to vary depending on which type of astrology you're using. If you're using tropical versus sidereal, and I don't know what the difference between those are. So tropical, I'm guessing, based on the naming, is the how humans perceive time, and then sidereal is how time actually goes around, because when we talk about the sidereal day and the sidereal moon cycle, it doesn't match up with the 24-hour day and the 1 month moon cycle that we use. So that's just me imparting my sciencey crap on it. And then also which house your system is implemented in. Zodiac sphere dictates your birth chart placements. And so these work hand in hand with one another. The three modalities, the different feminine and masculine signs all come into this. We're going to go through each of the different zodiac signs very briefly, but we're not going to go too far into it because you could get really far into it and we just don't have time. But if the listeners want me to, I can go in depth on any of these signs and any of the Chinese signs. They just have to reach out and let me know.
Mm,
So, we're going to start with Aries. And these are the sun signs. So, these are going to be your core identity and your ego. And then, if you have this particular sign in the moon sign, then that's going to be your innermost self. If you have this as your rising ascendant, that's going to be what you present yourself as to the world.
okay.
Okay.
Alright.
So, Aries is from March 21st to April 19th.
Mhm.
They are vivacious, enthusiastic, but can be childish and a bit selfish. They typically will be impulsive and hot-headed, but they can be quick thinking and they can intensely go to call to action if they need to.
Hmm.
Okay? Taurus is going to be April 20th to May 20th. These people are typically subdued, sensual, they have great taste, and they have pleasurable pastimes. It did not go into detail what a pleasurable pastime is.
I
Um,
mean, I'm sure it's whatever gives them pleasure. I don't think it's
sure,
like the universe is like, "I
sure.
consider this to be pleasurable."
They can also be stubborn as a bull, hence the Taurus part of it.
Mhm.
But they are known to be able to weather any storm through thick and thin.
Mhm.
May 21st through June 20th is Gemini. These people can be fickle, flighty, and restless. They can be witty and flippant, but they like to learn as much as possible, which makes them very intelligent.
Wait, and isn't wait, okay. Nope, continue on.
Wait.
Wait,
Okay.
wait. No, I was gonna ask questions and I was like, "Whitney, chill out. You're let everyone else get through the rest of theirs, and then you can ask your questions after."
There you go.
Okay.
So June 21st through July 22nd is Cancer. These people are intuitive, they tend to be leaders. They can act and decide, but they can also be known to dip and dodge responsibilities when they just don't feel like dealing with it.
Hmm.
They tend to have an all in or all out personality, and their psychic receptivity is very high. So they tend to be very motherly, nurturing, and compassionate, but they can also be very moody.
Hmm.
Just a note, mom's a Cancer.
Oh, hey.
July 23rd through August 22nd is Leo. These people are the center stage for attention.
I
They
don't
tend
have
to
that
be,
at all in my
I
birth
know,
chart.
I actually haven't looked. Bold and audacious. They can be very stubborn. They like to be engaged in everything that they do, and they have a lot of joy. They also have a flair for the dramatic.
I would have never guessed. based on the rest of what you just said, that they would be dramatic at all.
Right. Then we have our Virgo. These are August 23rd through September 22nd. They are adaptable and dependable. They tend to be perfectionists, so they try to strive for the best outcome every time they do things. They
Mhm.
have a very high attention to detail, but they do tend to be nervous and anxious, which I'm like, I probably have a lot of Virgo in me.
I'm like, somehow I only
So,
have Virgo one time.
look at that. My moon is in Virgo.
Oh, Taylor.
Yup. If that doesn't describe me to a T.
There you go.
Okay, September 23rd to October 22nd is Libra. These people like to weigh their pros and cons, hence the scales is
Oh,
what
no.
represents Libra.
This
They
is my
value
moon.
Oh god. They they value partnership above all else, and their leadership capabilities depend on their social relationships. So Whitney's like, hmm.
This is
um,
this is all correct so far.
they can come across as codependent or indecisive, but they do their best to try to keep everything 50-50.
Oh gosh, it hurts.
Oh no. Okay, October 23rd to November 21st is Scorpio. These people are profound and they typically have an unmoving emotional depth. So they can be fierce. They go through a lot of transition phases, and they actually said that basically they start as a Scorpio and they go through as a Phoenix
I
sometime.
don't I don't know what Pluto has to do with it, but the transition phases I'm feeling. So,
Okay. They also can be fearless in their decisions and their lives.
hmm,
Okay. November 22nd through December 21st is Sagittarius. These people people are fiery, expressive, and jolly. They tend to be larger than life because they have Jupiter associated with them. They live life in excess, and they tend to be very lucky, and they are explorers of the world around them.
huh, okay. That's my ascendant. So I'm like,
Interesting.
I don't feel like I give that air, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know. December 22nd through January 19th is Capricorn. These people shoulder the weight of the world. They tend to be tenacious and authoritative. They tend to come off as very stoic, and they can play the long game with a lot of success.
Mm,
Then we have Aquarius, January 20th through February 18th. These people are innovative, technologically gifted, and quirky. They are empathetic, but they can often appear cold. And then they want to work for the better of the collective, but they are very selective in their personal relationships.
okay.
And then I actually don't know what my rising sign is. Mine was Capricorn. Oh, yep, that makes sense. So February 19th through March 20th is Pisces. These people have an eclectic magic, a psychic receptivity, and an accurate intuition. They tend to be selfless, spiritual, and focused on their inner journey, and they focus for the most part on what they feel.
Hmm.
I
I
personally
don't know.
don't think that describes me, but
I
whatever.
was like, I don't know what a north node is, but I'm Pisces in the north node.
My north node is Aries. We can
Huh.
go through and take a look at that.
Look at you and me. We flip flop signs on the north node.
Oh, we did.
Oh.
Interesting. Oh,
Oh.
okay. So that does it for the regular zodiac or the American zodiac or whatever you want to call it. The next part are the Chinese signs. And the Chinese signs, I could go way in depth with them. Like they have their own set of, yes.
So is there a Chinese zodiac birth chart?
I don't know because it's all based on the year you were born.
Okay.
And my understanding of it is the year that you were born indicates your strengths, your weaknesses, what they have their own set of elements. They've got yin versus yang. There's a whole other thing associated with it.
Okay.
I know you're looking up to see if you can get a Chinese birth chart.
100%. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, this is just based on the year.
Yeah.
Well, the year.
Yeah, it doesn't really have anything to do with planets or anything like that. So I don't think
I'm a
a birth chart can be it.
I'm a snake.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
I'm a rabbit.
Okay.
So, okay,
Alright, so
so
tell me
let's
what
get
that
into
means.
these
Why do you know
signs.
that? Okay.
Okay, we'll get there. Snake is the fourth down the list. So, we're gonna start with the ox.
Okay.
The ox is going to be for people born in the years of 1961, 1973, 1985, 1997, 2009, or 2021. Which people born in 2021 just makes me want to throw up because I feel
Yeah, I'm like,
super old.
ugh, gross. But then it makes me ugh, but then it makes me think about, like, whenever I have kids and, like, Taylor,
They're gonna
it's
be
gonna
like
be
2025, like,
yeah, like, well,
I can't handle it. So I only focused on the year, the strengths, and the weaknesses here. So, but
okay.
again, I can go way in depth with this. Strengths of an ox, they tend to be honest, contemplative, observant, determined, cautious, and loyal.
Mhm.
Their weaknesses are they are self righteous, stubborn, petty, egotistical, judgmental, and overly cautious.
'Kay.
Okay, the sheep. Years are 1967, 1979, 1991, 2003, and 2015. Strengths are intelligent, romantic, charming, compassionate, and gentle. Their weaknesses are disorganized, lazy, pessimistic, timid, indecisive, anxious, and gullible. Okay. The rat is going to
Mhm.
be years 1960, 1972, 1984, 1996, and 2008. Strengths are going to be wise, unique, intelligent, crafty, determined, inventive, and intense. Weaknesses are acquisitiveness, which I saw that word and was like, excuse me, acquisitiveness, ruthlessness, and nervousness.
Mhm.
Okay, the snake.
Ha.
Years 1965, 1977, 1989, 2001, and 2013. Strengths are wise, enigmatic, intuitive, sympathetic, mesmerizing, sensual, and beautiful.
Oh. Now what's my
Oh,
weaknesses?
hedonistic,
God damn it.
vain,
Nope.
malicious,
Nope.
overly materialistic,
Maybe.
and duplicitous.
Duplicitous. Hmm. Okay.
Still don't like that word. Okay, so the dragon years are 1964, 1976, 1988, 2000, and 2012. Strengths are courageous, intelligent, charismatic, and passionate.
Mhm.
Weakness is impetuous, inflexible, and brash.
'Kay.
The tiger is going to be 1962, 1974, 1986, 1998, and 2010.
Wait, 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 wait. What if you guys
Wait.
were born before the '60s? Like,
I
this
know,
just
it's
didn't
like you just
exist
don't.
before this? Like,
It goes on a cycle, like, you can figure out based on what the cycle is.
okay.
It's a 12-year cycle. So,
Okay.
yeah. Their strengths are outspoken, adventurous, unconventional, and enthusiastic. But
Mhm.
their weaknesses are they are aggressive, arrogant, short tempered, and anxious. And then the rabbit. Interesting. Dad and I are both rabbits. So,
Okay.
1963, 1975, 1987, 1999, and 2011. Intuitive, even tempered, gentle, faithful, compassionate, and clever. Our weaknesses are we can be pessimistic, insecure, vain, overly cautious, and finicky. And I
Mm.
was like, yep.
Yep.
The horse are 1966, 1978, 1990, 2002, 2014. These are virile, easygoing, witty, honest, and outspoken, but they can be impatient, impulsive, and self centered.
Mhm.
The monkey, is 1968. Don't laugh at me.
I'm gonna.
1980, 1992, 2004, and 2016. Strengths are confident, charming, humorous, exuberant, and popular.
Gotta be
The
popular.
Oh my gosh. Again, still
Lar.
haven't seen that.
God damn it.
Weaknesses are they can be distrustful, arrogant, opportunistic, which I don't personally see as a weakness, but whatever. Erratic.
I could see it.
Like if you
Like,
drop somebody because a better opportunity came on, yeah, that's bad. But
or if you're risking a whole lot because it could be a better opportunity.
that's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that. They can also be erratic, manipulative, or dishonest. The
Some
rooster.
big weaknesses. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The Rooster, 1969, 1981, 1993, 2005, and 2017. They can
Mhm.
be charming, witty, honest, bluntly capable, talented, brave, and self reliant. Their weaknesses are they can be controlling, insensitive, narrow minded, selfish, and reckless.
Mm.
Then the Dog, 1970, 1982, 1994, 2006, and 2018. Animated, likable, witty, sincere, cooperative, protective, and helpful. Basically, what you think of when you think of a dog.
There's a
They,
lot of like witty
yeah,
in here. Like
yeah,
everyone's just fucking amazing
they're
in the
just fucking
Chinese
wet.
zodiac. So they're just everyone's just like shooting it
Yes,
all off. Yeah.
yes. They can be pessimistic, cynical, paranoid, overly aggressive, or stubborn. And then
Okay.
finally, the pig. 1971, 1983, 1995, 2007, and 2019. These people are intelligent, thoughtful, creative, responsible, curious, and noble, but they can
Mhm.
be gullible, materialistic, insecure, and hot tempered.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
that rounds out the second part of the astrology basics. And after this, we're going to be getting into things like,
I was like, you never talked about cusps.
wait for it,
Cusps.
we are going to talk about on the next one people that are born on the cusp, numerology,
Hey.
angel numbers, retrograde planets, and moon phases. And then we're going to do
Okay.
fortune telling, so palm reading, crystals, that kind of thing, and then horoscopes in the episode after that. So, I've got all kinds
Fortune's
of plans.
forecast. Lucky charms.
So, that does it for
Okay.
this one was a lot less painful than the last one.
Was it?
It was for me.
I'm like, my brain is a little broken.
It's when you get into the aspects and the transits part and you have to remember what
Yeah.
house means what and what planet means what and then yeah, that's where it gets
Yeah.
real complicated and yeah. So,
That's where I was like, I think I'm gonna die.
yeah.
And
So
then,
if you
like,
want
in my chart, whatever chart this is, it
Mhm.
also talks about patterns. Like, I have a kite and a yod,
Yes,
whatever that is.
I've got a cradle. So,
Same.
yeah, I've got a T square too. I've got 3 T squares.
I don't have any of
So,
that shit.
I might do some more research into the things that this particular astro chart says and just update on the next one.
Mhm.
But if you would like to do the listener, if you would like to do your own astrology chart, you can go to astro-charts.com and click on create chart and then there's a birth chart option that you can look at. So that's what Whitney and I did on this one and yeah, maybe you can try to figure out what your stuff says. If you don't
I'm
want to
like,
go through the pain of trying to figure out what your stuff means, you can go to astrology.com and they have a birth chart that you can access. You do have to pay for it. It's $27 in order
oh,
to get the full reading of what
you
everything
lost
in your
me.
birth chart means. I know, yeah. The second you have to pay money, Whitney's not involved.
Nope.
So, but a
I
lot
wonder
of the
what house
information
that's in.
frugal.
Frugal as fuck.
But a lot of the information I got for these episodes is from astrology.com. So I wanted to make sure
Mm.
that I shouted them out in this.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, that does it for my episode. And that's all I got.
Yeah. I don't know.
And he's like, these are so painful.
They
Someone
are
out there finds them
rough,
interesting.
but that's the thing is I'm like, it is rough. and I did almost, lose it, but it is interesting,
Yes, it is
like,
interesting.
you know,
It is
um,
very complicated, though.
yes, it
Yes.
is. So, I know
So,
this wasn't very spooky, but we will spook you later, bitches.
spook you later. Be sure to hit us up on Instagram or Facebook or any other place that we've mentioned before, the Ghost Sisters or the Ghost Sisters TX.
Taylor did get us a YouTube channel, so
Yes, we are
shout
on
out
YouTube.
to our YouTube listener people. What up?
Yes, we do have all of our episodes posted out on YouTube. I'm posting 2 a day up until we get caught up, and then that is in anticipation for the possibility of video evidence for our ghost hunts. So, in the event that we have some kind of video evidence, we will be uploading those to YouTube. So,
What?
yeah, I
Crazy.
know. All right, I think that's
Okay.
the end of our stuff, so
We'll see you on the flip side.
bye.
Bye.